Yo, what's up? Hit that like button, subscribe, hit that notification button so you get all the videos. So there's this narrative being pushed online, this like feminist gender narrative that it's against women and that the women are only not getting paid as much as the NBA players strictly because of their gender. So there's this image floating around of Sue Bird from Switzerland. They put up her stats next to LeBron James, 17 seasons in the WNBA, just like he has in the NBA. She's got 4 championships, and she only makes 250,000 yearly, while LeBron makes 37 million. And her bonus was 11 million for the NBA, the WNBA finals, and his was no, that's gotta be wrong. Her bonus was like 11,000. His bonus was 370,000. Oh shit. So people are like, oh well, and they're pushing this narrative. Let's talk more about should WNBA players get more money? And it's not that simple. The WNBA flat out just doesn't draw enough interest, let alone to get a profit in order to pay these girls money. Are these the best women basketball players on earth that you're seeing? Yes. But do people watch it? No. When they created the WNBA in the late 90s, David Stern and them, then they'll tell you that it's a failure, but they can't admit it publicly. If they want to get rid of it, but they can't. They put more money up investing into it than they get back. Adam Silver will tell you that. He can't go public and say it like he did about the Black Lives Matter thing that they're no longer going to do because it would be too much outrage. And you would have thousands of people unemployed, and you would have all these talented women who play basketball probably having to go overseas in Turkey or somewhere. But if you look at just the numbers, the 2020 WNBA finals, yes, they have already been done. A lot of people didn't even know they were going on. They don't promote the WNBA finals enough. Every now and then you're watching a football game or something and they'll sneak in a little 10-second ad or they'll have the little thing across the screen and that's it. They don't really, so the WNBA finals between Seattle and Vegas, it averaged 440,000 people. So you had less than 500,000 people watching 3 basketball games and it was up 15% from last year, but come on, 500,000 people? And you're wondering why they don't make as much money. Now the NBA ratings were down too, from 14 million last year to 6 million. But think about it, they're worse. 6 million crushes 400,000. They're not generating the interest, let alone getting a profit. Even their video games, they tried to give them a video game, it bombed. Had horrible sales, so horrible that they eventually merged the WNBA roster on the NBA 2K games because people just weren't picking up the WNBA basketball game. I mean, just think about it, even without the numbers, just the eye test or just the hear that you're hearing, the ear on the street. I've never been to a barbershop or went to work and heard niggas say, yo, man, did you see the WNBA game last night? Oh my God, them girls was balling. It just doesn't. I don't know. They thought when they created the WNBA that they were going to get feminist and they were going to get a large percentage of women heading into the new millennium with this whole pro women, we got to stand together, equality agenda. And truth is, majority of women who already didn't watch basketball did not become basketball fans just because it was now a woman league, And then you got a large percentage of females who watch professional basketball and collegiate basketball. They're Duke fans, Carolina fans, they're Warriors fans, LeBron fans, Kobe fans, Laker fans, Heat fans, Spurs fans, but could give a fuck less about watching women play basketball. And the reason is, it's not that the WNBA doesn't have stars. You got Candace Parker and you got girls. It comes off like a less inferior version of what basketball to be at its peak athleticism. And speaking of athleticism, you don't really get that with the WNBA. You might get a two-handed dunk 2-3 times a game. It's a layup drill. It's the pure basic fundamentals of basketball. If I was a basketball coach, I would play WNBA games for my team all the time. It's fundamental strictly. It's not, the exciting athleticism that you get in football when you see a running back shaking and baking and making somebody miss, or LeBron coming down the stream 240 pounds, full steam, dunking on niggas, alley oop style. You don't see that. And I think that the lack of excitement also hurts the WNBA and why it can't grow. On top of uh, suspect promotion. Because by the time I found out the WNBA finals was kicking in, I didn't even know the playoffs was on. And I'm a vivid sports fan, and I don't hardly even hear about the WNBA like that. But it's not a gender thing. Maybe if they would have launched the WNBA way back, maybe it would have took off a little better. But by the time they launched the WNBA in 1997, the NBA had already been out for a few decades, and that's what people want. People want to see the pure best type of basketball, and to watch the second rate type of basketball, the inferior version, it just doesn't excite people as much. And they haven't been able to get people to watch. So due to the lack of ratings, viewership, and profit, I mean, even before COVID, they were already, for years, they have been struggling to sell out arenas. They've been struggling to sell merchandise. These girls don't sell shoes the way LeBron and Kobe and KD and these guys sell shoes. Kawhi Leonard's orthopedic looking New Balances sell out the shoes that some of the big stars in WNBA does. Steph Curry's too. You know, they're not making that cultural impact that the guys make. You know, even the girls that play basketball in the street, when they shoot a 3-pointer, they yelling Curry, Steph Curry with the shot. They're not, yelling one of these girls' names. The girls are still even more influenced, it seems, by the guys in the NBA than the girls. So it's not a gender issue. It's just not as exciting to watch. It's not as good to watch. And look, Sue Bird is a first ballot Hall of Famer. Should she have made more money? Yeah, I'm sure. These girls deserve to make money, but until your sport generates enough interest, you can't compare Sue Bird's salary of $250,000 a year to LeBron's $37 million. LeBron's been a star since he was in high school. He's kept the NBA afloat, so afloat to a point where they're figuring out who's going to be the next megastar for the next 10 years as he gets older, because they don't know right now who's ready to take the ball. Because it ain't no more Kobe, it ain't no more Shaq, it ain't no more AI. He was a generational talent and helped bring the NBA or keep the NBA afloat. They don't have nothing like that in the WNBA. They've still yet to reach their potential and their max popularity. They're struggling. And the NBA can't just get rid of it. They wish they probably could, because all they do is pour money into it and they don't get hardly anything back in return. So that's the reason why the WNBA doesn't make as much money as the NBA players. And I don't see that changing. They got a lot of catching up to do, if anything. It's been a struggle since who knows, and Sue Bird was talking about, we're not cute white girls that play like soccer players. There's a lot of frustration, and like I say, they feel like they're overworked and underpaid. I understand that, but your sport that you play for just isn't generating enough. It just isn't. The highest paid player in the WNBA is Dewana Boner, and she makes $127,000 per performance for the Phoenix Mercury. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, like, maybe it's an opportunity to go overseas and play. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. But yeah, it was, this has been an issue for a long time, and I don't see it working. Could the NBA do a better job of helping promote the WNBA? Yeah. I don't know if there's anything they can do to help bring more excitement to it, but it just doesn't come off as entertaining. That period. So do a better job and get more people to watch it. And yeah, maybe you can cash out and make some more money. But until then, this is what it is. Let me know what y'all think, man. Is this about gender? Is this discrimination? Or is this the fucking facts? Because the WNBA makes literally no noise in pop culture whatsoever.